What is up, everybody? We're going to do I got questions, and this is going to be a follow-up of probably one of the more popular videos I've done, which is the video I did on courses called Review of Every Trading Course I Bought. If you've not seen it, you can find it, but that got a tremendous amount of views, 5,000 views. And what that's telling me is there's a lot of new people that come to my channel. I think a majority of people that come to this channel are going to be newer. So I have somebody who asked me several questions, which is a follow-up to that specific video. I'm very fidgety right now. I want to make sure my audio doesn't cut out. Okay. So to the person who asked the specific question, just so you know, a lot of people ask these same exact questions, so it's going to seem like I'm kind of busting your balls, but it's not directed towards you. You need to understand that, and this is how I talk. So with that being said, with all due respect, I'm obviously doing a video for you and answering the question. But again, this is not going to be male-icious. But, you know, just understand that there's going to be a lot of cussing and stuff. Anyways, hey, Fat Cat, I saw your video that covers training. There's a big piece of cat hair on here. Hey, Fat Cat, I saw your video that covers the training that you did and how it influenced your trading style. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Okay, those were courses and not really training. But same thing, right? And remember, these are courses throughout the 6 years of my trading career. For a beginner like me, does it make sense to follow a path similar to yours? No! No! Do not do what I do not follow my fucking path. First and foremost, the markets were different 6 years ago than they are today. Watch any of my pre-2020 videos, and you will see that the ES has a thicker depth of market. The markets are not what they were 6 years ago. Okay? Just because if you follow my path, you will not get my results. If you followed my path when I started, you would not get my results. You didn't experience the COVID meltdown. You didn't experience that fucking crash in 2018 of February. You didn't experience everything I experienced. You didn't fucking do what I did. You didn't do the meditations I did when I did my meditations. You didn't experience the same problems I had when I had my problems. Your path will be unique and different. All of you. All of you. Do not follow my fucking path. Nobody needs to be following my path because this is actually a common question I'm getting. I've already gotten a question similar to this. Somebody wanted to take the John Grady, Gary Norton, and the Nadro stuff, and they were asking all about it. Should I do this one first, this one second? Do not fucking follow my path. You will not get my results. You must create and forge your own fucking path. Plain and simple. There's so much in my trading that you guys have no idea about. My trading is pretty fucking complex. And listen, anybody that tells you, well, you should be able to explain your trading system in really simple terms in a sentence or two. No, because if you could do that, if you could explain your trading system and your edge in a couple of sentences, then the failure rate wouldn't be so fucking high. Trading is incredibly fucking complex and extremely nuanced. New traders, listen, new traders, you guys always want these black and white answers. You guys always want black and white. Yes or no. Do this, don't do that. Trading is extremely fucking gray. It is extremely gray. There's a lot of, well, if this happens, this could happen. And maybe not. And then your experience and the ability to manage trades and all that bullshit is what's going to keep you alive. So it's just like you guys don't understand what you're really getting yourselves into. New traders, you really have no fucking idea what the fuck you're doing. You have no idea what you're getting. I see it time and time again. I had a trader today that I kept, you know, there was this trader today. God bless his fucking soul. He's a newer trader, and he's talking about going live in about 2 months. Well, it ain't gonna fucking happen. You're not gonna be making money in 2 months. And today, he kept trading in an area where I kept saying, stop trading there. Why you trading there? Stop trading there. Why you trading there? Okay? And listen, if you're trying to model a fucking specific trader, you better fucking do what they say. And a lot of traders can't fucking do that. So do not follow my fucking path. Okay? Do not do it. This is your journey, your path, and it's going to be very different than you. I come from a different background. I played a fuckload of video games. So therefore, I'm pretty quick and fast. I've been playing video games since I was a fucking kid. I am 35 years old. So if you're a younger man than me, I probably have more video game time than you. So that's what contributes to me being able to just be quick about processing information. You may be a deep thinker. You may not be quick at processing information. Scalping may not be good for you. You got to figure out what trading system and style best suits your talents. Humans are completely different. So you just shouldn't do what I fucking did. None of you should follow my fucking path. I just happened to choose courses, and I shared with you guys what the path was. And your results will not be this. So don't follow my fucking path. You need to figure it the fuck out. Also, a lot of this shit I did was years and years and years ago in a completely different market regime. And the Gary Norton shit is different. I don't even know what the updated Gary Norton shit is. So I've said this in the actual review of every trading course video. A lot of this shit is old and probably outdated, or it's not applicable. Well, I wouldn't say outdated. There's a lot of techniques and shit I took from that stuff. But some of the John Grady shit, if it ain't been updated for 5 years, you know, that's kind of old shit. Why would you do that? I don't know. So you got to understand that when you're looking at trading material, there is a lot of things that have happened since I've came on the scene, and a lot of this trading material has shifted and changed. So it's just not going to be the same. Don't follow my fucking path. Do not. So he says, again, for a beginner like me, does it make sense to follow a similar path to yours? No. Or going straight to something like Apteros Nadro would cover most of this stuff. I wouldn't say Nadro covers most of this stuff. What do you mean by most of this stuff? I'm looking at the Pareto principle here. 80% of the results for 20% of the effort. So if you guys don't understand what that is, it's like 20% of the employees create 80% of the work. 80% of the land is owned by 20% of the individuals. I think that principle, you need to throw that shit out the fucking window. That's a load of shit when it comes to trading, because you got to put in 110% of the effort for years. That's what you got to do. You got to put in 110% of the effort for years and years, and you're not going to make any money. So that's just what's going to happen. So now I don't know if you. So I think what he's actually saying is most of the shit Nadro. No, it's not, because it's a trading system. There's what you got to understand is there's an unlimited style of trading systems out there. There's no again, you guys want black and white. You guys want these sure answers. There isn't. Nobody trades like me. Every really good trader out there is very unique. They have their own unique trading identity. There are so many trading styles and systems that have yet to been discovered. There's always new ones being discovered. There is no one trading style. There's unlimited trading styles. Nadro is only one system in a sea of infinity. So it doesn't cover most of this stuff. It doesn't even scratch the surface of covering most of this stuff. What Nadro is probably the most complete system, all the way from finding setups with edge, taking executing those systems with edge, how to do the work outside of trading. It's probably the most complete thing there is to a trading system from A to Z. But again, it is not the all-encompassing trading system out there. And my trading is not Nadro. My trading is very much Fat Cat, and it's different. It is different in a lot of ways, okay? There are components of Nadro I use. There are components of all these other guys I use. I talk about it in that video. Like, I would definitely go back and rewatch when I'm kind of like wrapping everything up near the end. So, what he says, he says, I'm going after that principle, 80% of the results for 20% of the effort. Stop trying to shortcut trading, guys. Don't shortcut trading. You can't. You fucking can't. You gotta work harder than anybody else. This is a fucking full-time gig, okay? I can always go after the missing 20%, but he's probably talking about the Nadro system. But what is important to me right now is to have something to start with, something to follow, instead of trying to figure it out all on my own. Well, if that's the case, then it would be Nadro. That is the best place to start, in my opinion, out of all the systems. But that might not even be right for you. That may not even be right for you. You talk, because you got to what product are you gonna trade? You got to figure out what product you're gonna trade, because they're all so different. That's a tough question, man. I would say Nadro is the best place to start. Well, I'll come back to that. You talk greatly about Gary Norden and John Grading. From my research, they look the same. They are absolutely not the same. They are completely fucking different. Just because and he says they both operate on a DOM. Yeah, it doesn't matter that they operate both on a DOM, because again, there's an unlimited amounts of trading styles. I operate on a DOM too, but my trading is nothing like them because I actually use charts and price action. So they're completely different, unique traders who do completely different things. From my belief, Norden doesn't really deal with bonds and shit, at least when I looked into it. He's more so dealing in slightly faster markets, whereas Grady does. They both operate on a DOM. Grady goes for fewer ticks with size. Ticks and size doesn't matter. And Norden with lots of operations in smaller size. It doesn't matter. It's a different style of trading. Norden is a market maker. It's very quick in and out and specific types of markets. Okay? John Grady is different as well. The similarity is the DOM and just reading the order flow on the depth of market. That's the similarity. It's simply a tool. It's like taking a candlestick chart and saying they both trade on a candlestick chart. Yeah, well, doesn't everybody and their fucking mother? So there's millions and millions of ways to trade a fucking candlestick chart, and there's millions and millions of ways to use the depth of market. So you gotta fucking separate the two. They're different, and they trade different products. So they're both against indicators, but at the same time, Grady does use a profile. Only Norden is against indicators. He wrote a book on it. Yes, Grady does use a profile. I haven't took his shit in so long that I don't really remember the logistics of it. Norden is technically pure, not that this is an edge or something. Yeah, he's more pure in the sense that he uses just the depth of market. It's simply a tool. It is a tool that can be integrated with charts, plain and fucking simple. It doesn't matter that he uses it standalone, okay? And I don't. I integrate it with charts. So Norden is technically pure, not this is an edge or something. It's not an edge. We should aim for. On the indicators, again, they state that their use is to predict the future based on the past. But isn't DOM-based trading this as well? No. Order flow is completely fucking different. No matter what, you're trying to predict the fucking future, but what you need is setups with edge. Trading is so fucking complex, you're really not getting it. It's just like what you need to do is you need to figure out what your edge is. And this is, listen, the only trading system I know that has edge for sure, that's 100%, is my trading system. Okay? Do I know for sure Nadro has edge? No, because I don't trade it. Have I seen results from other people? Yeah, so it has edge for them. John Grady has edge trading John Grady's system. Do I have edge trading John Grady's style in bonds? No. Do I have edge trading Gary Norton market making style? Fuck no. That shit is hard. He has edge in it. It is important for you to figure out where your edge is. And this is why I talk about recording, reviewing your trades, tagging your trades, playbooking your trades. Watch my last video on the Slim Coach, the day trading coaching session, episode 3. Go watch episode 3. I start to talk about a daily report card. Those are things you need to be doing. Go through the entire coaching session. You need to be doing all of these things to find edge through statistics. Okay? And once you can find your edge, then what you're doing is when there's a setup with edge, it's not necessarily about predicting the future. It's statistically this setup at this specific time has edge, so I will take it every time. It's no different than flipping a coin. If it lands on heads, I win $2, and it lands on tails, I lose $1, right? Well, you would flip that all day long. So every time it lands on heads, I make money. Right? Same thing with a trading system with edge. Good trades will lose, but if you keep flipping the coin long enough, you will eventually make money. You're not going to just keep winning. It's going to be like your equity curve should at least be going up once you're consistent. So, because you're consistently exploiting your edge. It's no different than playing professional blackjack or poker. If you're playing poker professionally, you shouldn't be looking at the day-to-day results. Just because you have a down day don't mean shit. You have to keep playing the strategy, the system, the setup, and the more you do it, the higher probability you'll actually make money over the long run. You have to look at it as a casino. It's kind of like the roulette wheel. It has a 51% edge in favor of the casino. You got red, black, and 00 green. So that 00 green gives a slight edge to the casino. So when the casino loses $1,000, $10,000 5 times in a row to somebody that came in and started gambling, it doesn't bother them because they know that if they continuously spin the fucking roulette wheel, they will make money over the long run. That is exactly what trading is. It's not about predicting the fucking future. It's about hitting a system, a setup with edge that you know has statistical edge, and then managing it. Managing your risk, and if you can cut it when it's starting to fail and lose, and when it wins, and if you can let it run further than your losses, then it should make money over the course of time. That same setup or system, or setup, that same trade with edge, pardon me, that same setup with edge could lose 4 or 5 times in a row. Most new traders would abandon that. But the thing is, it's important for you to continue to flip that coin because over the long game, you'll eventually make money on it. Now, that is a very general, broad thing to say because there's a lot more that goes into it. Your psychology, are you hitting too early? Are you hitting too late? Are you cutting too soon? Are you cutting too late? Are you letting it come back? What is the market conditions? Is the expected value of the trade shifting right now as it pans out? Because when you get into a trade, the expected value of that edge is dynamic and it is constantly shifting. And that's a more advanced fucking topic. So there's a lot of advanced shit that goes into it that you're just not seeing. So it's not about predicting the future. It's just like there are areas and certain times during the session, certain trading conditions that offer better edge than others. There are times where the ES is offering nothing for me. Then there's days where I can turn everything into gold. There are days where I struggle. And being able to identify those conditions and shifting with it is very hard. That is dynamic. So it's not about predicting the future. You need to learn. You just need a fuckload of experience. Because over time you'll start to gain intuition on what you need to be doing and experience, and then you have statistics to fall back on. I don't recommend backtesting. I think that's a load of bullshit. What I recommend is you need to look at your own individual trades and understand the nuances for these setups, because every trade setup is very unique and different. So therefore, you need to understand the nuances between everything. There's millions of nuances in these setups, and you just need to understand what they are. So indicators aren't about predicting the fucking future, because I'll tell you something. When you go into auction market theory, it works. It works. Auction market theory is a system that works. It works for me, and it works for a lot of other guys. So, are you predicting the future? No, but once you get to the edge of a bell curve, there's a high probability that if the order flow isn't high enough, it's not going to break out and it's going to mean revert. So I will take that, fade back into the mean. Now, that's easier said than done. If it's actively busting out of the curve that's been churning in for a long time, there's a higher probability it may continue to run, especially if it's already breaking. And then on a pullback, it comes back on it goes out on high velocity and it comes back. Well, that pullback might be a great entry to attempt to get a breakout, because there's a high probability it could break out if it can maintain the velocity and pacing. So a lot of what I'm saying may not make sense, because that's how complex trading is. There's just so many nuances to the fucking shit. So it has nothing to do with predicting the future. It's knowing where you have statistical edge and what your style and talents are and how to exploit them. Because anytime I get into a trade, I always think of it, how can it go wrong? Where can it be fucked up? Like last Friday, I took the biggest trade of my life. And honestly, it was not easy to get into, and I didn't really expect that one particular entry to be the entry that skyrocketed me into massive profits, because I was fighting with it. So I know with my system, I fight until I get it to run, but I fight in very specific areas that I know have edge. So again, you're not predicting the future. All you're doing is simply managing risk and hitting areas with edge. And the only way you're going to know if you're hitting areas with edge is through a shitload of experience and stat tracking. That's it. Recording and reviewing your trades and understanding the nuances of your trades. That's it. It's not as cut and dry as a lot of you guys think. You guys are being lied to on the internet. I'll say that much. You guys are being fucking lied to on the internet. A lot of the shit you're looking at is bullshit. There is no system or style that works in every condition. And the market, just the fact that market conditions are constantly shifting makes trading so difficult. Sometime like today, it was super fast and volatile. It was very difficult. Whereas some days it's not. And it was overly choppy, and it's just like how you got to make the adjustment for that. So, and so, like sometimes we could be like trading in such tight ranges for months on end, and then it shifts. So it's until you gain years of experience, it's not as easy as you think. So it's important that you are studying your trading, not necessarily somebody else's system and style. You really need to be taking a look at your own fucking trading to find your own fucking edge. So if you watch, let's see. So on the indicators, they state that their use is to predict the future based on the past, but isn't the DOM based on trading this as well? The depth of market is different. You're reading order flow and That is a completely different tool. That's like a hammer and a saw. One is used to cut the wood. The other one is used to bang some nails into the wood. They're just different tools, completely different tools. So you can't even compare them to each other. So again, you're not predicting the future. You're just reading the orders at the rawest data point. Like the depth of market, the order flow coming in on the depth of market is orders at the rawest. And those orders are ultimately what is moving the market and what is creating the indicators. Indicators are simply taking order flow, and then it's taking the order flow, and then it's taking the price action on a chart or volume or whatever and doing some math to make a squiggly line. So essentially everything is a derivative of order flow. And if you can understand the order flow at its rawest point, you can see when there might be stop runs. You can see when there might be some sort of momentum. You can see where there's absorbing or where there might be a large order that may prevent the market from going up. You can see what the players are doing on the most macro perspective there is. It's different. It's a different game. But the problem with the depth of market is that you could be too zoomed in and you could be getting fucked up in an area that if you were looking at a volume profile and auction market theory, you would realize this is not a good area to even be trading, because the probability of it actually moving from here is very low. Whereas if you were to trade the edge of a profile based off auction market theory principles, there's a higher probability of the trade moving away from here. So just they're different. So you watch where the price is reacting and bet on a move, right? Am I missing? You guys, you're too new. You're too new. You're too new. You have no idea what's going on. You need to do more research. So he says, on the indicators, again, they state that they're used to predict the future based on the past. But isn't a DOM-based trading this as well? You watch where the price is reacting and bet on a move, right? Am I missing anything? Yeah, you're missing a fuckload. You're missing 6 years of experience from my perspective. So you better start taking trades and recording the session, and that's what I suggest. There's no replacement for that. I mean, you're asking for a black and white answer. You're asking for a simple answer, and trading is extremely complex. I'm over here talking about how expected value is dynamic and it's shifting. So the edge is always changing. So, yeah, you're missing a lot. You're not getting that answer because you need to do more research, and you need to consume a tremendous amount of information. You're asking for a simple answer to a complex game. Norton and Grady made a lot of sense, but so does auction market theory. Do you have any gold insight to give me here? From my shallow understanding, they don't play well together. So it's really hard for me to take an informed decision and stick to a plan for a year plus and in the end realize, yeah, this was not the path. I went down a million different fucking paths. That's what's going to have to happen for you to learn. You're going to have to, wait, I don't know if you're trying to cut out this direct path to consistency and all that shit, but it ain't there. I'll tell you that much. Doesn't fucking exist. You're going to have to go down a fuckload of paths to figure out what's right for you because you're different. Okay? So don't think you need to take my path because you're going to get wildly different results. I don't know you. Are you pessimistic? Are you optimistic? Do you meditate? Do you not meditate? Do you have the same life experiences I do? Probably not. So, yeah, you're going to have to go down you're going down a very brutal path with a lot of dead ends. So what you need to do is accept that and be prepared for it. And if you can't accept that or be prepared for that, then don't do this. This is a stupid job to even be doing. I don't think you should even be doing this job. So, and I really feel like you don't know shit about my trading, to be honest with you, because I am integrating auction market theory with depth of market. So you are not understanding that you can use the two tools together. Okay? Yeah, it's going to be a fucked up path. The learning curve is brutal. I mean, you're talking about, you got traders that go to professional tier 1 proprietary firms and they struggle for a year or 2 years not making money, and they have professional fucking help. Whereas you're some retail trader sitting in your fucking house, apartment, or whatever, trying to figure this out on your own. You ain't going to make money the first year or two. You ain't going to make money for years, man. You're going to go through a brutal fucking path. If you don't have if there's traders that are going to tier 1 prop firms or taking 1 year, 2 years to find consistency with professional help, and there's other traders with edge, what makes you think you can do it on your own? The odds are against you. The odds are against you. This is going to be a very brutal, fucked up path. I'm telling you. It's going to fuck with your emotions. You're going to feel the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. You know why? Because this is the one job in the world where you're not in control of shit. You're literally riding a wave. And all you can do is manage that wave. And without a copious amount of experience, you ain't going to pull this off. This is the equivalent of playing sports. I say this to everybody. You are an athlete. This is a skill-based job. Whatever answers and paths you're looking for don't exist. Okay? It doesn't fucking exist. Now, there's certain things you can do, we'll talk about. But what we need to understand is how your thinking needs to change. And I tell new traders this shit all the time. You ain't making money right away. And they never fucking believe me. Ever. Ever. And I've never seen it happen. So, it's going to be a fucked up path, and you got to take a lot of dead ends because you need to figure out what... You need to sample a bunch of different trading styles. And then you need to figure out what you're talented at, what you're good at. Maybe you're better at trading options than outright betting. And that's a whole nother can of fucking worms. That's a whole nother path. So I recommend you do go down all these dead-end paths to figure out what the fuck you're good at, what makes sense, and where you might have edge. Ooh, excuse me. So that's what I think. So he says how the market fluctuates this kind of decision. For example, is auction market theory better for faster / thin markets, and maybe DOM-based trading is better for things like bonds? No. I really don't care if the market is fast or slow. I'm here to make money and not for a rush. Yeah, auction market theory has nothing to do with fast or thin. Auction market theory is it's a principle. It's a theory. A theory. You are trading that theory. Are we going into value or are we coming out of value? Okay? Because markets cycle in and out of value. And when they break out, they go to another value point. Okay? That's a very simple sum. So it works in any market. A DOM has nothing to do with bonds. You can use a DOM in any fucking product. And a depth of market is not applicable in anything other than futures because it is a singular exchange. So a depth of market has nothing to do with any of that shit. Okay? All I know is ES. And it works for me in the ES. Bonds is too slow. There's no fucking way. I need volatility, and you're not getting volatility in bonds. So, and you should care if it's too fast or slow, because that's where you're going to get fucked up if you don't understand where your sweet spot is. And I have 2 videos on sweet spot. You probably should go watch those. They might be too advanced for you at this point. I don't know. So auction market theory and the DOM, I use both. I really don't care. I really don't care if the market is fast or slow. I'm here to make money and not for a rush. Well, your thinking's already fucked up. I have a video on why most traders fail, why 90% of traders fail. You should probably go watch it. Because most traders get in this for the wrong reasons. You need to stop thinking about money. So if I was to make a course, the very first lesson would be stop thinking about the fucking money. Sure, that's why we all get into it, but now is the time to immediately stop thinking about it. This is to be treated as a hobby, first and foremost. So you keep a job, you do whatever you can, and treat this as a hobby. It's going to take you years and years and years. So it needs to be a fucking hobby. What else do I need to say about that? Stop thinking about the money. Because when you're sitting here trying to make money, you're gonna get a rush, man. When you make $1,000 in 30 minutes, you don't think that's gonna be a rush? You don't think that's gonna mentally fuck with you? You don't think when you take a big hit, it's not gonna fuck with you? You're not wired or designed for this job. Nobody is. So, yeah, it's gonna fuck with you emotionally. It fucks with everybody emotionally. Everybody has emotional breakdowns in this. So yeah, you're gonna feel the rush. You're a fucking human who experiences fucking emotions. And when you're sitting here and you're here for the money, what are you doing? You're looking at your fucking P&L. And the first 2 years, you shouldn't even be looking at the fucking P&L. You should be learning skill development. Because this is a skill. This is a skill. Okay? Do you honestly think you can go play professional sports right the fuck now and dominate? Fuck no. What do you have to do? You got to go practice and train and play. You just got to practice for years and years before you can compete on a professional level. And when you step into the markets, you're stepping into an arena with professionals who are going to fuck you up. Plain and simple. So, you better stop thinking about the money. You better fucking stop. That is the one thing you need to not do is think about the fucking money. Go watch my coaching shit because I tell that specific trader that the P&L doesn't fucking matter. We're here to develop skills. So, I recommend starting there. So, stop thinking about the money. Learn the art of skill development. Go sample other trading styles. I mean, if I was to make a recommendation, it would definitely be, I mean, I don't know shit about you, first and foremost. Nadro is the most complete system out there that sort of covers everything except for the depth of market. Watch my order flow for beginners series. Actually, I mean, I have a massive playlist. I don't know why you guys, I mean, I have resources for free. I have a playlist called the New Traders Playlist. You need to watch every single fucking video in that. And if you want to learn order flow, the depth of market, watch that fucking playlist. I mean, it is hours upon hours upon hours of order flow material for fucking free. So you don't have to go buy no BS day trading or some Gary Norton shit. You can get it for a lot of information for free. And I tell you, during the Learning to Read Order Flow for Beginners series, where it's a 3-part series, I talk about tick drills. I tell you what you should do. I tell you to record, review, and tag every trade for at least a month. Then you're going to learn a thing or two about the depth of market for free on my fucking channel. But you got to put in that work. You're going to sit there 3-4 hours after the close reviewing every trade. Because that's how you get good at this. Trading, you don't get good at by trading. What you do at the close, at the end of the day, is how you get good. And you got to not think about the money. What did I learn today? Whatever you learn today, you need to apply tomorrow. What do I need to do better tomorrow? You need to have these goals you got to work on every fucking day. So, I mean, and again, the coaching series episode 3, go watch that. I talk about the daily report card. That's something you can do as a brand new fucking beginner. And then, you know, just start trading on Sim. There you go. So there's the order flow shit for free. And that's what I did, okay? And that has nothing to do with these other traders. You want to know a little bit about Fat Cat style? Well, go do that. Now, I would recommend the Nadro, but they don't really get in depth about order flow. It's a very... They don't really talk about the depth or the time of sales. They use other things like footprint and cumulative delta. And for me, it's just like I started off as a DOM trader, so my experience as a DOM trader and just having years of scalping experience, that's just a tool I use with my auction market theory. Whereas, you know, if I started off with Nadro, which didn't exist when I was new, I might be a completely different trader. So where you are in your trading journey really and what you're consuming is really going to kind of craft what you become. But you sound very new, very fresh. I would rewatch this video and listen to what I say very carefully, because you're looking for certain things that don't exist. Like a straight pathway, you're going to walk through hell. Plain and simple. We all have to do it. So it's a very fucked up learning curve, and you need to stop thinking about the money. You need to immediately drop that and learn and focus on skill development and figuring out where your talent is. Are you better at being fast? Are you a better scalper? Or are you a better fucking hit and hold trader? Okay? And you need to take thousands and thousands of trades, and you need to review them over and over and over and figure out how to do them better, and then start to really figure out where your edge is and start to refine that edge. And once you can refine that edge, how do you make adjustments during different conditions? And does that edge work in this type of environment, or does it no longer work in this type of environment? How do you adjust? So it's a lot of experience, man. And I tell you, you come into this job and you got to perform at a high level every fucking day. You can't come in this shit all stoned or hungover. I know some of you do, which is a mistake. You got to come in and you got to perform at an extremely high level every day, and it's not easy, man. Like, I came in pissed off today, and I just had some bad dreams and shit. And I started to trade on tilt, and I had to step away. And I realized what was happening within me, which you wouldn't, because I've been on tilt hundreds and hundreds of times. I stepped away, got my shit together, came back and crushed it. So, and then the conditions kept shifting throughout the session, so I had to keep making these slight adjustments in my trading and shit. So, but that's my style, because I'm more of a scalper. Well, scalping is more so the thing in this current environment. This environment is not very friendly to home run hits. So that's what you got to understand, is some of these courses are filmed and shown in specific environments that we're not simply in anymore. So, you better fucking pay attention to what I'm fucking saying here, because the chance of you actually making it they're not in your favor. This job doesn't guarantee shit. Even if you put in a lot of hard work, it doesn't guarantee shit. It's hard to come in and perform at a high level every day. You essentially, 5 days a week, you got to come in and play at the highest level possible. I mean, professional athletes don't even have to do that. So that's what makes this one of the hardest jobs in the world. You're not sitting here being consistent and just doing this brainlessly. It's not how it works. I mean, it is a very deep thinking, highly skilled job. So with a million nuances, and it's gray. There's no black and white, and there's no simple answers. So stop looking for them and start trading and start fucking learning. Go through my shit. It's free, man. That's probably the best fucking place to fucking start. Spend a month on tick drills. Go through all those fucking videos and that playlist. And start there. It's fucking free. So you don't have to spend any money. And if you, once you get that kind of nailed down and you kind of have a feel for the depth of market, then go through the Nadro maybe. You have to figure it out. There might be other trading systems out there, because I don't want to tell you to go through Nadro and then you're like, oh, it sucks. It's like, yeah, well, you know what? You need to figure it out, because this is, again, your own trading path. Don't follow my path, because you won't get the same results. So there's probably other courses out there that are better. You maybe look into options if you're a real deep thinker. Maybe options is more suited for you than this high speed, high paced trading. So just because you think you want to do something doesn't mean you should do it. Like I want to be a long-term hold trader, but my talent is in scalping, and I've come to terms with that. So I must continue to do what I'm good at, because in the end, that's what pays the fucking bills. Is scalping. That's what I'm fucking really good at. Can I get into holds? Yes, but that has to be at a very specific time. Trying to hit into holds all the time doesn't work. And no matter how badly I want to do that, that's not where my talent is. So you have to figure out what you're actually good at, not what you want to be good at. So hopefully that answers your question. If it doesn't, well, shit. But anyways, wanted to do that video because I'm getting a lot of the same sort of questions and shit. Don't follow my path, guys. You need to forge your own. All right, we'll see you in the next video.